Hello, Fabulous Libra. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of August 2018, looking at life and love. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What an amazing month it is. We have an important sky as we start this month. We are still in eclipse season. Now, last month we had two powerful eclipses take place, and their energy wasn't always easy. And that should make the eclipse this month that will close off this extended month of eclipse season, well, that should make it that much more welcome. And especially once we get to the end of the month with a really easy full moon transpiring, I think this is going to be a powerful time, but also a time when you feel that much more like you've grown and that you've been made better and that people in particular are there for you. So let's start with this eclipse that is happening on the 11th, give or take a day on either side, depending on where you are on the planet. It is happening hand in hand with Mercury, which will be retrograde at this time. And what that means is Mercury will be retrograde a little bit later on in the middle of August, will go direct and will return to the eclipse point, which tells me that it isn't just about what's happening in an isolated moment, but what comes up, the conversations, the opportunities, the connections that arise for you are not going to just be about, okay, I gotta be busy, I gotta do something at the eclipse, but rather will be part of ongoing conversations, ongoing invitations that already have been there as we start this month. Also, Jupiter is speaking with this eclipse as well. And it is that Jupiter connection that I find interesting because it is a type of conversation that astrologers call a square. And this says to me that there may be a sense of heightened hope. At the same time, there may be a sense of connection to your own fears as well. What you are going to want to be mindful of with this, because this eclipse is happening in a part of the sky that has to do with friends and groups that you belong to. On the one hand, it can be friends that bring about great opportunities for you this month. At the same time, there may be a part of you that is expecting friends to go above and beyond and to be part of bringing about great opportunities for you, and feeling a little bit of that sense of heightened expectation that may or may not necessarily be fair. And so the best way to address that ultimately is gratitude, right? Just being grateful for the connections you have, for the camaraderie you have, and know that the opportunities that are yours will be there for you. The other part of this as well is because Jupiter is moving through a part of the sky for you that has to do with money that you spend and money that you earn. And it is Mercury that has to do with commerce and sometimes suggests, being mindful of how it is that we are engaging in commerce practices. Well, it could be that friends and money at this time in some way they are mixing and melding, or they have to, and it isn't necessarily the most comfortable process. So be mindful also, because this tells me that it may not be the best idea to mix friends and money. However, it's always up to you to decide what's right for you in light of your unique circumstances. I will say this, Mercury, so close to this eclipse, tells me that there'll be a lot of conversation, maybe even some negotiation. There will be a need to clarify expectations, certainly, but ultimately in the process of that, you will find what it is that you truly want to say. Some truth about yourself will come forward through these interactions with other people. And that's how people can actually be great teachers to us. It's not always about what they do, but often it is about our perception of what it is that they are doing, how we feel about what it is that they are doing. And it is our perception that ends up revealing ourselves to ourselves, allows us to become more aware of our true motivations. My hope with this is that your motivations and the motivation you uncover ultimately is one that leads you towards authentic companionship and authentic friendships at that. Because it is ultimately coming to this truth that helps you to understand, who do you really feel a friendship connection to? Who do you really feel is your friend or isn't your friend, or that you want as your friend? And where it is that isn't there, this may very well be a time when you admit that to yourself. And that can end up being truly empowering, because ultimately that will lead you towards friendships that are that much more meaningful, that much more rewarding. As we move towards the late part of the month, right around the 26th, it is a powerful time, let me tell you. A lot is happening right at the 26th. Again, give or take a day on either side, depending on where you are on the planet. First is a full moon. Now, this is quite nice as a full moon. It is speaking in harmony with Saturn, speaking in harmony with Uranus, and it is happening in a part of the sky that has to do with your work environment and the type of work you're doing, and the people who surround you there. It also has to do with your health habits and your daily routines. The energy of this particular full moon is really supportive. It is focused on the long term. It is positive change as well. And what this tells me is you like the changes that are happening. Chances are there may be something coming to fruition or coming full circle, possibly a project that you're working on or a particular work environment and a matter related to your work environment. But ultimately, these are changes that you like. They are changes that help you to feel like you are moving towards a more stable future, but also moving towards more as part of your future as well. This can also be a time when coworkers, immediate supervisors, clients, and customers come about for you. It could be a particularly busy time, but it is delightful, and there does seem to be an energy there of possibility that excites you. Where it comes to your health, this full moon can be a wonderful time to make positive changes, but not huge sweeping changes. I'm not seeing cold turkey energy here, right? Like just all of a sudden switching gears in a big way. Rather, what I'm seeing is that you start to realize what slight little thing that you can do to help you to feel that much better. And it is those things that have that potential for actually becoming habits, long-term habits that will create the most lasting and also most dramatic results for you as well. And ultimately, this is about you feeling better within your own body. But there's other things happening right under the light of this full moon. So one of them is the fact that Mars will be going direct on the same day. So this can generally make for pretty intense energy. So the workplace should be okay. But at least where it comes to what is happening on the home front, if it has felt like there's been a matter having to do with redecorating or buying or selling or moving, whatever it may be, repairs even, because Mercury is either retrograde or still in shadow, finishes off retrograde season at the very beginning of September. So it could be something related to that. It could be that you've just felt like you needed to spend more time with your family of origin, particularly your parents, where that applies. Well, this will be where that sense of clarity, but also, I must say, some sense of urgency may transpire as well. It's nothing that you can't handle that won't be addressed very quickly, because ultimately, Mars and Mars retrograde season, most of it has been spent in a part of the sky that has to do with flirtation and romance and so much more. And so that is the main focus, but this is more about you realizing what has been, what's happened in the past, way in the past, what's happened with your past early life, your childhood, your earlier experiences, and how has that influenced, or how does that speak to whom it is that you are drawn to at this time. That is very likely to be part of the revelation that transpires for you around this full moon, thanks to Mars going direct. Now, this could be if you're open to meeting someone new, or if you are in an established bond. There are these moments where we realize that we are replaying patterns that are not our own. We're replaying patterns that are based on what we saw in our early life, or what we got used to early on, that don't necessarily empower us to move towards the type of relationship and the type of attractions that we want today. And this may very well be part of your light bulb moment that can facilitate powerful change for you moving forward in all matters of heart and in life. But when we're talking about love, I love the fact that it is going to be about a week into this month that Venus will move into your sign and will be there right to the end of the month and at the beginning of next. I love this energy for you for a few reasons. So one is just having Venus in your sign can be really nice, okay? It can be a beautiful energy. It can just make you feel like love is that much more easy for you, whether it's attracting new love, whether it's celebrating the love that you have. With Venus, you don't need to go out of your way and do a lot to make love happen. It just kind of shows up for you. You're able to attract loving experiences of all kinds and every type of love. And that includes romantic love as well, again, with someone new, or with the person that you are already with. The thing to keep in mind with the 26th, though, is that is the day that Venus in your sign will be speaking with Pluto. This is going to be an energy that you are going to want to watch, because what this says to me is that there's very intense romantic feelings arising at that time that ultimately are part of facilitating a moment of transformation for you. So if you are open to meeting someone new, this can be very powerful attractions taking place. But remember that ultimately the point of these attractions is to help you to understand where you have been and where today you are different. For those of you who are in an established bond, this particular configuration may very well bring strong emotions to the surface, but will ultimately be part of helping you to heal the past and move into a more empowered future together. When this does transpire, this energy, it can sometimes feel like we are attracting somebody into our lives who's in some way has factors that are complicated. It could feel like feelings are arising that are complicated. Now, ultimately, it's always up to you to decide what's right for you in light of your unique circumstance. But the thing to remember is that it is down to what it is that you learn and how it is that these circumstances that will show up for you now that ultimately are a part of moving you towards greater lessons in love. And that is actually part of what I love about this month for you. It isn't just about this month, but it's also about what's happening next month, because next month is when Venus will go into shadow in your sign, while in your sign. And this is powerful because what it says is you are going to be setting up months of very powerful lessons where it comes to matters of love. And I'll be here to talk about it as we go along. There'll be a special horoscope and everything, and I'll talk about it next month. But for now, this is the time to be open to the learning and to enjoy, really to enjoy, to understand how Venus can actually be a great blessing in your life, and she certainly can. It is with Venus in your sign that life can just feel that much easier, and it awakens a sense within you that there is so much to love about your life and about others. Now, the thing is that it is going to be next month that you start asking yourself, do I really love it? So a deeper layer of understanding will start until the end of the year. But at least for now, you can relax and you can enjoy knowing that there is love all around you. Well, thank you so much for watching. I'm so grateful for it. You can get a video like this each and every week by logging on to astrofabulous.com or nadiyashah.com. Sign up to be one of my superstars. Superstars get expanded exclusive video scopes each and every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes, and so much more. All of this in the superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.